Hi there, thanks for joining me today. This is part 9 in a 9-part video series I'm doing to create sailboat sea glass mosaics in this antique church window. I'm finally going to finish this today. I'm so excited. I hope you are too. So today I'm going to do a sailboat sea glass mosaic in this pane of glass right here. And then the whole thing will be finished and you'll see the completed project. So my lesson of the day for this video is variety adds interest. If you joined me for part 8, my last video, I did a sailboat regatta in this pane of glass. And what I'm going to do in this video is continue the sailboat regatta in this pane of glass. So I'm going to continue the shoreline down here and the shoreline over on the opposite side of the body of water. And but this time it's going to be a little bit different because the sails are all going to be different. So here I did all white sails to show you how you can get different perspectives by varying the way that the shapes that you use and your placement in your piece of art. Whereas in this pane of glass I'm going to have the continued sailboat regatta, but each sail is going to be a little bit different. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that, and I hope it gives you a few new ideas of things that you can try with your sea glass art. So in the sailboat regatta in part 8, I had 8 sailboats. So I'm going to put 8 sailboats in again, but in this one, all the sailboats are going to be different, whereas the last one, all the sailboats were white sea glass. Here's a piece of green sea glass that's part of a side of a bottle, so it's all curved up, which is kind of cool. And I've got another green piece, but it's like aqua green or something. It's a very different shade of green, which is cool. And I have another one that's kind of like a green-blue piece of glass that has some paint on it that's all gone chipped, so that's kind of cool. It's not a well-finished piece of glass, but it's a cool color. But because it's not well finished, I thought I might put another little piece of pottery on top of it just to add some interest. And I have this really cool shell that I thought would make a neat sail, so that's just a little bit of variety. I have a piece of pottery with some blue on it. It's no color on the back, but this to me looks somewhat like a sail. And then I have another tiny little piece of pottery that I thought I would include as well. And I have this piece of pottery that's very different because it's really old and it's all crackly. It's a very cool piece of pottery. And I think it looks good like a sail either on that side or that side. So I'm not sure which side I will glue down, but I'll decide. And then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And my 8th one is a red piece. One of my few precious reds that I have, I'm going to put in here as well. And then for the hulls, I'm going to do some different things. There's a piece of a clamshell that to me looks like a kind of a funky hull. And I have a little piece of driftwood that I thought would make a neat hull. And then I have some kind of cool pieces of shells, just doing different, because in the last one all of the hulls of my boat were green or were brown. There's a shell that I think makes a neat hull, and here's a neat one. Actually, I might put that one on the red piece. And I've got a tiny little shell for this tiny little piece of pottery here, and one here. So, and I'm going to continue on with the shoreline at the front with the dark browns. So that makes your close shoreline. So it's close, and I'll arrange these a bit. This is kind of cool. It's a kick-up, and sometimes I like putting kick-ups right on the ledge of the windowsill. And then I'll probably put something in that as well, just to add a bit of variety. So this sea glass window, or this pane, it's all about adding some variety. So variety of sails, maybe a few other little points of interest. We'll see what I can come up with as I'm going here. So I'll play around with this a little bit. And then I have my little browns. I have to grab my little browns. For the shoreline, I'm going to continue on the shoreline on the other side of the Halifax Harbor. Whoops, getting a little bit of seaweed from the beach in there. Didn't get that cleaned really well, so I'll get that shoreline in there as well. And then I have a few clouds for the skies, a few big white clouds. I'll fill in the water with green and the sky with white. So there you go. I finished the 9th pane of glass in this antique window. And I really think this gives you some ideas of how adding variety can add a lot of interest. So by putting in different pieces of sea glass, the pottery, the shells, that one piece of driftwood, putting a shell on that kick-up just adds interest. More things to look at, to draw a person's eye in. So if I zoom out here, you can see my completed 9-pane antique window done in Sailboat Sea Glass Mosaics. I'm really pleased with the finished product. It's been a while getting there. I've gotten distracted doing other things, but eventually, it's like any project. If you just work at it a bit now and then, you'll eventually get it finished. So I hope you found this really interesting. I've done one video for each pane of glass, and if you missed any of those videos, you can click on the icon up above and go to my playlist of Sailboat Sea Glass Mosaics, and I'll give you a quick zoom up here on each pane of glass and then look at the finished product. So thanks so much for joining me. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them in the comments section down below. And if you subscribe to my videos, you will see all of them. And until next time, happy sea glass hunting.